I wouldn't want to hit them, though. That's not how you teach the children. That's because at the end of the day, you never know how much, a small, that's not small, that's something major, that could affect someone's whole entire life, depending on how their upbringing is, and some people can pull through from that, and I just don't believe it's something that is, I don't believe in that.
Well, I used to be, so I don't see any reason why others shouldn't be. Didn't do me any harm.
No, I don't think so.
As long as it's not about the head, maybe not hitting them in the sense of hurting them, but in shaming them.
Well, I have a sister and brother, so I can count that.
You just used to beat them up when they were young?
No.
Yeah, just slap on the leg, more the embarrassment. Not anything that's going to physically damage them. Maybe that's old school beliefs, but there you go. I don't have children, by the way. So make that clear.
No, it's not all right to hit. They do need to be aware that they've done the wrong thing. And you talk about the dog, which is funny because I've only ever hit him twice. There's the dog. How could you? Look at the camera. You love looking at cameras. It's funny, I've only ever hit him twice, and once was in the park down here when he decided to mount another dog, and I was just so horrified that I hit him. That finished pretty quickly. And then the only other time I hit him was I was on the classic mum was at home. I was changing my doona cover on the lounge room floor, as you do, spreading it out, whatever. I just aired the doona. I just washed the cover, putting it in, and he came along and decided to do a big wee in the middle of the lounge room floor on the doona cover and the doona, and I was so shocked. I did hit him, but it was more to stop him pissing on my doona, and he went to his basket for the next 2 hours and just sat there, hangdog, knowing he'd done the wrong thing. And then about 2 hours later, he came up to me with his tail between his legs and put his head on my knee and said, "I'm sorry." So, would I hit a child? I try not to, but I think sometimes you have to discipline them, don't you? I don't know.
Good answer. And the best way is communicating and teaching, and it's just sad that there are people that do that. But that comes down to their upbringing as well, because they don't know any better, but that's not an excuse. But yeah, I just don't agree on that.
Great. How many questions are there?
There's 5 more.
Yeah.
So it never seems to come up really as an idea, does it?
Oh, well, I think that they can drive you absolutely crazy and you want to hit them. But no, I don't think it's warranted. I really don't. I think we've seen other friends who have got used to disciplining children by real or actual implied physical threat. And that probably can work while you're bigger and stronger. But it doesn't work once they're towering over you or they're stronger than you. I mean, it's a very short-term thing to be able to use your physical advantage over a child, and it's not a way of gaining their respect.
It's never been an issue very much.
I think it's unnecessary. Would you hit a friend that, was not listening to you? No, you've got to treat your children with respect. People have to learn to deal with their own emotions, particularly parents. Parents think that because they have you, that they own you on some level, like you're a possession of theirs, but really you're a sovereign being that's come into the world to live your own life, and they're just there to be your spiritual mentors. And some parents just don't understand that. They just try to control and dominate and manipulate and strategize and punish, and it's like, let go, man. Like,
So how would you discipline a child?
well, you
what the problem. You have to sort out what the problem was for a start. What caused it? How did they feel about their behaviour? Did they feel good about their behaviour? And stuff like that. And what do they think should happen now?
So bringing them into the discussion.
You know, it's coming out of their own fear because you're mirroring to them an unmet need that they had with their parents, and just the stress of life and them not knowing themselves and their own programming. All of that causes them to respond to you in a negative way and to react too quickly. And it goes like a small little issue goes from here to here, you know. It's all just a fear-based response and has nothing to do with you, but it creates a lot of misunderstandings with parents. So parents have to learn, you know, to be present, to not react, to create space and be a container for their children, to understand what are you feeling right now, because if we're talking spiritual, there's a difference between emotion and feeling. When you're having an emotion, when you're experiencing emotion, that's why we react. We react emotionally to things. It's because we don't understand how we're feeling, so we react emotionally. If we were in tune with how we were feeling, we would know in every single moment the appropriate way to behave.
I was brought up with kindness to animals. Was the theme in our house. It was about kindness to animals and those that had less was the theme that I was brought up with, which was terrific. Okay.
And no, I think you lead by example, and I don't think physical touch is get you anywhere, and then it will just be repeated and repeated down the ages. So no, I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
So
Definitely
how would
not.
you?
Got a pretty firm tone of voice when I need one. I don't know. I was just about to liken that to how I speak to animals, but I don't think that's correct either. Yeah, so I'd definitely just be communicating with my kid.
I mean, the world's moved away from that, but like my parents hit me when I was a kid, and like I like to think I turned out okay. Like hitting is like a weird one. I think it's more about discipline than physical, like action towards each other. Like letting people know that they've done something wrong, or like in a more verbose way thickens people's skin, and it makes you tougher to deal with in real life.
Well, I hit my child, my two children. Yes, I mean, there's nothing wrong with not beaten, my goodness, no. But I did break a wooden spoon on my son once. It was already cracked. But I think that this generation are shoving mobile phones into their babies' faces too often, and I think there's a lot of bratty kids. They don't know at even 3 and 4 years of age. If they go to a cafe, they sit on their parents' lap, or they sit in a chair, as opposed to, no, this is my space, you know?